next up, so I guess if you were driving in Wicker Park this past Sunday, you weren't driving on Milwaukee Avenue. I know this is like a pilot program. John, I believe you and I spoke about this on air before it happened. It was called Me On Milwaukee. Kind of an experiment. Run us through what the idea was here and how it all went off.
Yeah, pedestrian malls have long been what a lot of neighbors want in busy communities, especially in Wicker Park. So the alderperson, instead of saying, well, yeah, let's close down the street for a long time, let's just do it on a couple different Sundays. Let's get some of the businesses to bring their, maybe the books from the myopic books outside, to bring some of the retail they have onto the sidewalk. And here's a picture from Quinn Myers, who reported on this. Look how packed it was on Sunday. Now, it was gorgeous weather, and you could still bike on the street. That was still allowed, but no buses and no cars. And for the most part, everyone that Quinn talked to loved it. Now, some people loved it as an experiment, and hey, maybe this is something we can do once a Sunday, right? Like similar to a street fest. But Quinn talked to people that say this is the way forward. We should eliminate cars through this incredibly busy stretch of traffic. And I think that's really where the interesting debate will come in, right? Are pedestrian malls, which have been tried in Chicago, famously on State Street for decades. They tried to make State Street into a pedestrian mall. Now they do it every couple Sundays or so. But it was a spectacular failure in the 70s and 80s and beyond. You know, also like around Wrigley Field, a lot of people want to see maybe Clark or Addison turned into pedestrian only. So I think this is a compromised way to try and see how it works, see if it is something that maybe could come back every now and then. But I don't think we're anywhere close to closing the roads, specifically this one, permanently anytime soon.
Well, yeah, you know, I've gone in that area of Milwaukee Avenue, and you try to find a parking spot to even run into a location. Yeah, it's really awful. So I'm curious what the businesses would say. Did we get any feedback from the businesses on this, and did they see more foot traffic, no pun intended, than normal?
Yeah, no, they said for a Sunday, this typical kind of Sunday was way more than they would normally experience. Now, again, it was like a circled date on the calendar, and I know a lot of, you know, pedestrian advocates. I mean, we're all pedestrian advocates, but you know what I mean? People that are really transit focused on cycling and using public transportation, they made a point to come out. So I think what'll be interesting is they're going to do another one in September. They're going to do another one in October. The businesses all seem happy. Everyone seemed happy. Are we going to see that return of traffic on the next two? Is this something next year that we go to more? But yeah, Quinn talked to all these businesses, to your point, and they all said, yeah, this was great. This was awesome to try. In Lincoln Park, or excuse me, Lincoln Square, earlier this year, there was some construction which knocked out a road.
Yeah, I remember
and they
that.
did this on a more permanent basis, right? They did this for like a couple weeks because the road had to be closed anyways. And it was a mixed bag. Some businesses thought it went really well, like places that you just would walk up to. Coffee shops loved it. The liquor stores loved it. People just walked on up, grabbed their things and go. For some of the places like Timeless Toys, that's a great place up in Lincoln Square, where people drive to come there, like destination places, they saw a decrease because their normal customers were like, well, I'm not going to have anywhere to park and load stuff up. So I think that if you try this longer, maybe you're going to see a little bit more dissent in some of the businesses because look, we are still, I know we have, you know, pretty good public transportation through all its faults, but we're still a car city, guys. I mean, like, people still drive in this city a lot, and people still like to park, parallel park if they have to. I want to see you parallel park, Anthony, too. I love parallel parking contests. I could win, I think, every single one of them. But
nice, I like the confidence.
Yeah, I know. I'm like George Costanza. I take a lot of pride in being able to find parking spots. But point being, we're still a driving city, so I don't know what could happen as we do this more long term. We'll have to see.
I have to turn down my music when I parallel park.
I used to be so confident. John, I used to be so confident, like you, and I'd brag to my friends. I'd be like, okay, now watch this. I messed up one time. This is back when I was driving a stick, and I had it in first instead of reverse, and I hit the car in front of me. And ever since then, John, I have been the most humble parallel parker. I have shut my mouth because karma got me.
So you just
let me tell you, I used to be really good at it, and with like an older car that didn't have the backup window or the camera, right?
Yeah.
I was fine. It was all instincts, right?
All instincts. Yeah.
Do it. Now I have the camera in back, and I'm so used to it. I went back to my old car, tried to parallel park without the camera. We're getting too complacent.
Man, you're relying on the new technology now.